That was a good game. There's no doubt about it. And Arkansas gave North Carolina all they could handle. And, to me, at the end of the day, when you get down to the last 2 minutes in these games, and last 3 minutes, if you will, North Carolina finished them off. And that's what happens with good teams. So, so who do we got here? We got Florida, and we got South Carolina, right, and Kentucky. And so, in my opinion, now people are going to say I'm crazy, but obviously one of those two teams might, they could both eat each other in New York if they met. If Florida and South Carolina meet in that regional final at the Garden, one of them's going to eat the other one. So that's tough for me when they're in the same regional. So one of them's more than likely going to be gone. Kentucky to me is the best team of those three, but that's just my opinion. But I think they have the hardest matchup with a team that has beaten them twice. So the last two times they played them, they beat them. So they obviously have a formula for beating them, right? It's like anything else. When you play a team and you beat them a few times, that really gets to them. Trust me, you. I do it all the time, right, Mafia? We play teams that we beat, and it drives them nuts. So there's nothing like a team that owns you. And I don't know if you could say 2 wins owns you, but when they don't meet that often, right? So when they play them, they beat them. Believe me, Kentucky is bothered by UCLA. Now, I'll say this about South Carolina. They score a lot of points. I think a lot of that had to do with them playing in Greenville in front of their fans. It was like home games for them against Marquette and Duke. But the thing that impressed me was against a Duke team that really does play defense, they almost scored 90 points against Duke. So South Carolina is capable of scoring 90 points. So Baylor had better be ready because South Carolina can put the ball in the hole. I think everyone's going to think Baylor's better automatically because they're a number 3 seed and they get way more national attention in basketball. I know you may not believe it, but Baylor all year has been highly ranked. South Carolina tailed off at the end of the year in the last month. No one thought South Carolina was going to do this in the tournament. We talked about it before it started. I spent hours on this show saying they're playing home games in the tournament. They're playing 2 home games in Greenville, and they won them both. Now let's see if they can do that at the Garden, put up 90 points. If they score 90 points against Baylor, they will beat Baylor. And I think Florida is on the exact same level as Wisconsin. To me, they're the same team. And I think that I loved Florida over the weekend against Virginia. I took them. They kicked their ass. I think they can... Obviously, I think they can beat Wisconsin, but Wisconsin never loses these games. It's the craziest thing. All they do is win. They beat Villanova. All they do is win. Right now, how do you bet against Michigan? All they do is win now. It doesn't matter who you put in front of them. They beat them. Same thing with Wisconsin. It doesn't matter who you put in front of them. They beat them. So be very careful. Be very careful. South Carolina might be the only team left standing by the end of this weekend. Because I'm telling you, if they put 90 on Baylor, they're going to beat them. Baylor had better be ready. Because South Carolina is a bunch of brothers, and all they want to do is alley-oop and dunk in your face.